How's it going, YouTube? I'm andross51.
I'm Extreme Padre fan.
YouTube, we're actually doing another video of what we look like. We're actually going to be doing something a tiny little different with new kind of videos that we actually want to do. Our train videos and plane videos are still going to be, the same.
They're still going to stay the same. They're still going to be awesome like always.
But you know what? Extreme Padre fan came up with kind of an interesting idea that we're going to actually try to do just to kind of differentiate things a little bit. Cam, would you care to explain?
I'm going to end up interviewing andross51 with 8 questions that he and I have come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask him the questions and he'll answer. And then after that's done, we're going to make a separate video.
And I'll be doing the same thing for you.
Same 8 questions, different answers, whatever.
Exactly. YouTube, basically, we've kind of come up with the idea of maybe getting into interviewing rail fans. We don't have broadcasting equipment, make it to make it totally professional. We're not going to go to that crazy length.
Because that shit's expensive.
Yeah, but more power to people that do that, obviously. So yeah, YouTube, we kind of came up with the idea that we would like to interview rail fans. Ask 8 simple questions. Pertaining to rail fanning. What I think I'll let the interviews do the talking.
Let it do the thing. Yeah.
So yeah, YouTube, there's a little intro of what we're going to be doing next. Here comes Cam interviewing me. Enjoy this. How's it going, YouTube? I'm andross51. As you saw in that intro video that me and Extreme Padre fan did, he's going to be asking me 8 questions. We're going to get into interviewing rail fans. In this case, Cam, go right ahead and ask away.
All right. The first question is, what was your earliest train memory?
I actually remember this very well. My earliest train memory was about maybe 1993-94. I was living in Oceanside at the time. I was a kid. And I went to Oceanside Station to see one of my grandmas come down on a San Diegan at the time. But the memory that stuck with me forever is when I saw 3 dark blue and yellow Santa Fe engines run light through Oceanside Station. And they were heading towards Fallbrook Yard, I think, if I remember that correctly. So that's easily the earliest memory I remember. Second question?
Yep. What got you into trains?
I don't really know what got me into trains. I think it's just the fact I have a mild case of Asperger's syndrome and, being a mental form of autism. Trains just happen to be my obsession, basically. So I think that's what really got me into trains, even at a very young age.
What's the best photo you've ever taken?
I've taken many great train pictures over the years, but the one I decided on, I took July 9th of 2020 of 6 BSF war bonnets out at Pisgah on the Needles sub. That was by far one of the best catches I can ever recall. So definitely that catch.
What made you want to become a YouTuber?
I think by 2008, I was seeing a lot of other people doing the same thing, filming trains and putting them on YouTube and everything like that. So, Cam, I figure I just brought that to your attention. Why not you and I get into that? And lo and behold, here we are 12 years later enjoying trains a lot. So basically other rail fans that were doing it at the time.
Best train you have caught while filming?
Oh boy, best train I ever caught while filming.
It could be something solo, it could be...
Yeah, I would have to give it maybe 1989 leading up Cajon Pass back in 2018. That was really one of the funnest chases, although I remember traffic being a nightmare on the 15 that day.
Right.
So I have to give it 1989 and early 2018, everybody. That was definitely one of my favorite catches that we had back then.
Best thing you saw before we started filming?
Best thing we saw that I ever started filming. I have 2, actually. I mentioned this before. My grandma lived out in East Corona by the San Bernardino sub a long time ago. I remember seeing a Dash 9 and an SD75M in BSF war bonnet paint haul about maybe 120 trailers westbound. But not only that, I remember seeing 2 Santa Fe Dash 9s in 2006. Sorry if I'm laughing, Cam's going crazy. Haul a short trailer train, both were unpatched at the time. So I think those are 2 catches that I remember seeing. I wish I filmed, but, at the time I didn't think much of.
What is one train you saw, but you didn't film, and it makes you kick yourself?
I got two answers to this, actually. One that you and I missed back in 2017, Cam. We were on our way to Las Vegas in early 2017, and there was an westbound grain train that was going to head towards Tehachapi. It entered Barstow, YouTube. Not one, not two, but four H1-9s were on the train. And we had his camera equipment, and we made the mistake of not filming it. One that we did film, but I regret that we didn't get more of, would have to be that local we saw in northern Bakersfield back in 2016. With 542 and those two cream and green 70 Max. I wish we chased that train more northbound. I kind of regret not doing that to this day. It took me a long time to realize that, but it is what it is. So those two catches. Easily.
What era would you go back to just film trains? Excuse me, and why?
Simple. I would give anything to see the streamlined passenger trains back in the early to mid 1950s when Santa Fe, Union Pacific, Southern Pacific, any of those railroads at the time, and any of the East Coast or Midwest railroads had all the streamlined service. I would give anything to see that.
Nice.
And YouTube, that concludes my interview, and I'll be doing Extreme Padre Fan. I hope you enjoyed this from this legendary cheering rail fan himself. Whoa!